Welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now, today I'm going to talk about an incident that took place in the Kingston area. And after some pictures came out, people messaged me and asked me, Sir P, what kind of police in there? Right, they've never seen police that look like this before. So, today I'm going to educate the people who don't know about the type of police officers that you might come across in Jamaica. And give you a brief overview, very brief, because to be honest, some of the things them can't even talk about, right? But the people at least deserve to have some idea of the officers who are tasked with protecting, serving and reassuring. And of course there's no shortage of stories and videos and pictures of police officers who sometimes come out and we hear them do some things that make them look like a complete joke. However, you've also heard me say many times that there are some serious police officers in the JCF, highly trained, highly skilled. But before I go any further, I want to send a special happy birthday to my longtime Patreon, Princess. Listen, I know the birthday was a couple of days ago, right? Your daughter told me, say you go up on your spa, and then you get your treatment, you get your massage, you get your finger shell, and you get your toe shell, and get your good treatment, which is what's supposed to happen, right? They don't know. I wish you more life, more health, more strength. So go and big up yourself if you don't know enough love from your daughter and the entire team over here at Politics Watch, including the rest of the PIA and the Patreon squad, right? Now, people, can you imagine after Simon get a second chance at life, right? Police them let him go after him give them all the information they want. Can you believe Simon gone all the way to Trinidad can carry out contract hit? Police them over the wall on him, right? Me say the TTPS wall on him while him a carry out the hit. And them take a gun off him. People look on the screen right now. Look at your screen right now that them hold Simon with. Look on the gun with them hold Simple Simon with in a Trinidad. Port of Spain him gone, you know. Port of Spain him gone. Man give him 2 guineas and a pair of clocks to go carry out contract it and then hold on him. I mean, look on the gun. Only Simon would carry a gun like this couple of apps. I'm not even at what that 1.5 pop. People, we can't feel sorry for him no more. We cannot feel sorry for him anymore. At this point, it's just natural selection. Now, make a move on to the police then. Now, I want you to look at your screen and pay close attention to where the arrow is pointing. Now, this is a member of the JCF, right? So, there was a robbery in the Ligani area. Someone grabbed someone bag and them thing there. And the police, them responded very quickly, right? And eventually, them cornered the man them on a bike. They were challenged. Them catch one of the 87 them and take a Beretta off him and one of them get away, right? But in the process, them end up snap a picture. And they managed to snap a picture of one of the team or one of the officers who responded to the incident. And that officer is from CTOC, right? Now, arrow is pointing at the magazine. Now, for people who know weapons like that, you'll realize, okay, the upper looks like a typical AR, but the magazine is too small to be 5.56. So it's a 9mm magazine in an AR type rifle, right? No, these guys don't carry standard issue. This officer is carrying an AR, but an AR 9mm. This is interesting. You see, there are officers in Jamaica who get specialized training and go on specialized operation. The reason why most people don't see them is because you're not supposed to see them. These type of police officers are not the type to turn up and ask somebody no kind of question. As a matter of fact, the people who see them most often are 87 octanes, and usually when them see them, they're the last people them see. Get it? The last people them see? Well, these officers, right, they are the ones who target certain members of your clansman, your stone crusher, certain wanted man, certain people who the police, they got intelligence on them, right? But them not strike immediately. They may all follow them around, make them carry out the ops and catch them in the act. So these are normally the bossiest set of police them you'll ever meet, right? Because you don't know, because them get special weapons, special training, and you know, them they really wear uniform and them walk around and you know, them have them own little swagger. You can't really tell them nothing, right? Because they don't know if them thing kind of separate. But again, they are equipped based on the role where them operating. So if they're operating in an urban environment A weapon that fires a 9mm is better than one that fires a 5.56, right? Because the one, they might be in close encounters. Two, you don't really want 5.56 to fly all over the place when civilians within range, right? It's better to go with the 9. Remember, it's not a posing thing, right? You don't operate the same way 87s operate. 87s want the biggest possible gun them can walk with, right? Them 87s go up and fill them up with Desert Eagle 50 cal, right? And them kind of fools, things that them can't even manage, right? Police officers, military personnel, you use the weapon that is best suited for that role or that particular ops we are go upon, right? And a 9mm in an AR form or something that like a MP5 is super accurate, right? As I say, you want to minimize the risk, right, of rounds catching civilians, right? And to be honest, the rifle you see him having a man like this, so the man they probably can lock them eye and fire and still hit the target, right? It's that accurate, the recoil is that sweet on it. Listen, as I say, people, we have all kind of police officers in Jamaica. Now, you also have teams like the SWAT. SWAT man, them are the people them were supposed to respond to any kind of hostage situation or anything like that. But what usually happens is there isn't that many. So if something go down, you know, a police team who's not specifically trained for dealing with hostage situations, right, or situations that require SWAT, might end up play the role. And that's how sometimes you see some kind of Mickey Mouse situation go down and people start laughing and say, boy, police them look like a joke thing because look at them deal with the situation. It's because that team of police are not specifically trained to deal with that type of situation, right? And SWAT team might be in another city or in another parish, and by the time they get to it, the man then gone, right? So, our next thing we have to look at numbers. Even though we have specialist police, even though we have police who have the equipment and all that, we just don't have enough. So ideally what you'd want all a 50 in a Spanish Town, a 50 in a Mobile, a 50 over Rockfort, a 50 in a West Kingston. That's what you would want, but at the moment we don't have the manpower, right? We don't have the manpower. So you have a small team of specialists who are very good, but them can only be so many places at once. I think the government need to focus on building out these special units, right? You already have special ops, because as you know, mobile reserve gone. Now we have special ops. That team needs to be much bigger. And by the way, if you look at your screen right now, that's the special ops team. And for the very observant, you would notice in the right side of the video, or the right side of the picture, you will see that's a female police officers. Yes, there are female police officers in special ops. So don't bother think say every female in a JCF super dainty and can't match the hands, right? You have some dangerous policewoman in the JCF. I'm talking about back in the day. I don't know how many people remember the name of this 87, but there was a 87 way back in the day known as John Crow. His real name was Winston McCarthy, right? I think he died in 96 if I'm not mistaken, but we up in one place with them called Essex Hall, right? In St. Andrew and Goffin. And that operation is the stuff of police legends because of the role a female officer played in it. But let me just say this. I'm going to put this out there. You often hear me talk about the kerosene. And you hear how the kerosene can draw out man, right? And draw out this and, you know, make man leave them posts and stray going around community. Listen, I know this might sound crazy, but the JCF might have to look into forming the specialist kerosene division. Just hear me say. The kerosene division, obviously they wouldn't be called the kerosene division, right? But female police officers, whose role it is to lure 87s out and catch them, because we already know the small head lead man astray. And we know no man police officer not really getting 87 for dropping guard like that. But a female police officers, listen, if we can get some female police officers, pick a party with 87, link up with 87, get number exchange, right? Plan to go up on date and show me, because remember, 87 love show off, you know. If the right woman press them button the right way, they may literally carry them, go show them which part they lock gun, you know. 87s are easy to draw out. If we can get some specialist trained kerosenes, trust me, we can get a whole heap of information out of these 87s. A whole heap, because once the small head take over, think about it. Gunman know, say other gunman have kerosene, right? And them still fall for it. Gunman know, say, other man a look for them, and they may meet a girl and the girl say, come meet me on or someone, and then gone. So imagine if that female is even properly trained, properly skilled. Right, come on people, it can work. It can work. The specialist elite kerosene division. Right, get them some taxpayer funded mini skirt, high heels, catch a 87i. I'm telling you. Right, but just like in the, you don't know, you have to have some kind of system where push come to shove, them can just raise an alarm and the next team run in right away, because I don't know 87s. They don't know question thing, and they might try hold long and take and all kind of things. So you would have to work out the kinks. We'd have to work out what will happen if a 87 suddenly gets suspicious, or if a 87 decides to go turn Ripper Bull. So you don't know, we are going to need a team and monitor the kerosene officer. Right, but we have to go look into it. Since so much money get drawn and fling away. Since, as we see with P-Boy and Denantown, as we see with Blackie from Maxfield, the man them still make woman cause them have to get with dash way. So since them can get led astray so easy, buy them small head, make the specialist kerosene division, get that intel upon them, right? Let me say, I know it sound crazy, right? But these things always sound crazy at first. Who knows? 20-30 years down the line, some police commissioner might bring it up, right? And then maybe it make more sense and people say, oh, this is revolutionary, right? So I understand it might sound crazy now, but the specialist kerosene division, it can work. It can work, right? We are going to need some real hardcore female police officers for that. Can't be the dainty one them, because you know them go say, I don't want to kerosene, I don't want to 87 touch me, I don't want to 87 rub up on my body. Right? You need some hardcore female police officers that go rub down 87 and massage him back and make him feel like a king, right? Make him start talk, make him start leak information. JCF, look into it now. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know, more life. Bless.